Is me trying to awkwardly figure out something to say while holding my coffee because I don't know how to do YouTube or social media. So, yeah, let's get started. Cheers.
Hi, my name is Hannah and this is Mosstail Studios, where I create art. So I created Mosstail Studios a couple months ago with my cat in mind. My cat's name is Ghost and he has a big puffy tail and he loves being outside, even though I don't want him to be outside. I love being outside. I love nature, I love animals, I love everything about it. And I especially love moss. So when I was trying to come up with a brand for my art, nobody else was more perfect than my cat with a mossy tail with mushrooms growing out of it. So that is the logo that I created, and in this video I'm going to go over creating my logo. I'm going to go over creating kind of like a spin-off of my logo, Ghost in another style, another pose. I'm going to make some art, and I'm going to figure out how to use my Cricut machine to make some stickers for my shop. I used to create a lot of art. In high school, I have tubs in my garage just full of my art. I just would fill sketchbooks. I would create so much work, and then I had kids and I fell out of that. I fell into this slump and I sort of lost myself and I sort of lost who I was. And lately I've been trying really hard to come back to me. And I want to use this channel as a way of coming back to myself, and I want to use it to hold myself accountable for creating art and doing the things that I love. I want to make some vlogs about it. I want to create on here. I want to showcase my art. I want to try hard. I want to fill sketchbooks again. I want to draw every day. I used to draw, but now I understand when you don't have kids, you have a lot more time, and so I could just sit and fill sketchbooks. I don't have that kind of time anymore, but I still have enough. So when you have something that you love doing, you'll find time, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to find time. I want to use social media to, one, show people my art, but two, hold myself accountable for creating art. The only problem with that, though, is I'm kind of terrible at social media. I am awkward in front of a camera. I don't know why. Maybe it's because, I'm awkward in general with people, and I feel like I'm just talking to you guys, and it feels, oh man, I'm awkward. I feel weird. But we'll get there. This takes time. This is what I have to tell myself. This takes time. We'll get there. We got to get past it. If I want to post my art, I got to get past being super awkward. And so just bear with me. I have trouble putting myself out there. I have trouble putting my art out there. I'm not a social person. I'm a very, very, very introverted person. I have no friends. I'm not joking. So that's the base that we're working with here. But that's okay, because we're going to make some art. So I know that I'll find my groove over time of making videos, but I don't know if I should just yak at you guys for this entire video, or if I should put some music in here instead. I know when I have a video going on in the background, while I'm playing a game or if I'm doing art, I like them talking because I like to listen to somebody. I like to listen to somebody. I like music too, it's okay, but I usually will prefer talking. So I don't know. I don't have a massive amount to say, but I guess I could tell you guys about the time that I was in high school and I was super discouraged about art. It's really hard to get me discouraged about art, but my teacher really did the trick there. I was a senior in high school and I was in photography class. The same teacher taught photography class and he taught 3D design. And 3D design was we would literally create things 3D. It was a lot of paper mache and stuff like that. Anyway, I would be given these assignments to make specific 3D pieces or take, certain kinds of photos, and I would create lots and lots of pieces, lots of different things I made.
And it was after I had finished one sort of like sculpture. It was like this flag post I had made of like what you would see at the Renaissance Festival. And it was the Horde flag from World of Warcraft, or geez, at the time it might have been Alliance, because I might have been. But anyway, that doesn't matter. It was, he put it up on display. So there was like this display case that the best artists' work would go into, and he put it up on display. My art was in there all the time. I had a different drawing teacher and painting teacher than I had my 3D and photography teacher. He put that flag post up there in display, and he said, and he was looking at my art because my art was also in the display case, and he said, Hannah, you really need to just give up creating art and just move on to like design or something like that, because art is just not your forte. You would be more successful in a design field. And he had never been that way to me before. He had never said anything like that to me. He was always he was one of my favorite teachers until that moment. And in that moment, I don't think he realized exactly the impact that those words would have on me, but when I went home later that day, I just was so upset. I just stopped everything that I was doing, and there was a long period of time in there where I just didn't want to create. Of course, I still did because I was still in my classes. I still had to, but it was a long time of not wanting to create. So if you're ever feeling discouraged, I understand. Just know I understand. And it's not like some stranger on the internet understanding does a lot, but I hope you know that you're not alone, and over time things will get better. So on a less depressing topic, let's talk about this portion of the video. I was influenced on TikTok. I'm not super easily influenced, but these silky crayons, they're like little bears on the top. These little silky crayons influenced me. It's been so long since I bought myself any kind of new art supplies, and they went on a TikTok shop sale. You could get 36 colors for like $15. So I ordered them, and you guys, oh my gosh, I love these things. They are so smooth, so that the title does not lie. They are silky as heck. They are amazing. They blend wonderfully. The colors are so vibrant. There's only one thing that I would change about them, and that's that I would make the white more opaque, because can you imagine the highlights with an opaque white kind of, they're calling them silky crowns. They remind me of very soft oil pastels. Okay. Absolutely gorgeous. So the only problem is you can't really get like vibrant highlights just because the white just is not, it's sheer. But it being sheer does make it really good for helping to blend other colors. This was my second drawing with these, and I was experimenting with doing no actual marker line work, just doing line work with the silky crowns themselves, and I just absolutely love it. I fell in love. I still really like this illustration, which is rare. Like usually I'll look back at a drawing that I've done and I'm like, no. Just like I'm really, really I over critique myself about my work. But I finished it and I love it, and that was my first priority, to get it to sticker form. So I ended up taking a scan of it, and then you know how the colors in person absolutely never look the same as the colors scanned into a computer. So I scanned it in, I put it on my iPad, I gave it a white background for the sticker, and then I adjusted the colors to look more like they do in my notebook. And then here's where I pull it onto the Cricut Design Space, which I have this figured out. It took me a little while to understand Cricut Design Space, but I got it figured out, and I get everything set to print, and it prints out, everything gets ready. You can peep one of my dogs in this one, and here in another clip or so you're going to be able to peep my other dog. Oh, there he is, he's down there. I have two dogs. Wow, sidetracked really fast. But anyway, I get everything loaded into my printer. She prints off the most beautiful Leafeons, and then I start fidgeting with my Cricut machine. Wow, so many beautiful Leafeons. So first I print out and run the thing that tells this thing where to cut and how to cut. It only took like 4 tries to get it to cut right on this thing. When I finally got it all, oh, Chicken Cam, he's watching everything. When I finally got it all aligned, I put my Leafeons on there. Center in. It took a little bit, but it ended up cutting everything out. And the cuts looked fine, but I'm just super picky, and I really want a decent amount of white around my stickers, and it didn't really do it. So the other thing that I forgot to do before I cut was laminate the sheet, and that's why the machine's actually cutting all the way through in these video clips, is because it wasn't laminated.
The stickers from my machine did not work out. For some reason, it will not stay properly aligned, and if it does finally get properly aligned, then it will not cut all the way through the paper. I have to laminate the stickers and then send them through the machine, and for some reason I have to cut them 5 times to eventually maybe get them cut out enough to use. I do not understand. My machine is like, I've used it only a handful of times, if that, so the blade should not be dull, but besides the point. The Leafeon stickers did not work out because I could never get them to cut right. I finally was able to get some cut lines that were okay on some of my other stickers, which I'll insert a little video clip of. But I want the white outline to be a little bit thicker around my stickers. So I ended up just ordering some stickers. I ended up outsourcing them and ordering some, and they turned out fantastic and they're beautiful. And so I'm going to outsource for now until I can figure out my machine, which this will probably end up being a series of videos of me like fighting my Cricut machine, trying to figure it out. I almost ruined my lamination machine in the process. It's been a wild ride, which I didn't show in the video, but anyway, if you want to support me, feel free to subscribe, like. Also, I put up the stickers for sale in my Etsy shop. I also have a TikTok shop. TikTok shops its price is a little bit different than my Etsy shop because TikTok is really weird with shipping and fees and stuff like that. So it has to be just a tiny bit more expensive on TikTok. But regardless, all of my links are below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for hanging in there for this video, and I'll see you next time.